Hello and welcome to the Home Assistant Podcast. My name's Phil. Joining me as usual, I've got Rohan. Rohan, how you doing, mate?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you. And today we're joined by Thomas. Hey, Thomas, how you going?
Hello, I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
This podcast is sponsored by Home Assistant Cloud by Nabucasa. For a small monthly fee, you'll unlock powerful features like secure, effortless access to your system from anywhere, your choice of voice assistants, offsite backups, and more, all configurable in the UI with no YAML needed. It also supports the development of Home Assistant, ESP Home, and other Open Home Foundation projects. To learn more, click on the link in the description. We'd also like to give a shout out to our Patreon members, including our executive producers Benny, Rob, and the Smart Home Maker. You can help support the show and get early access to episodes, all in an ad-free feed. To support the show, check out homeassistant.fm and click Patreon in the menu. Thomas, welcome to the podcast. I know I've been excited since you emailed in. So I'd love to, basically give us a little bit of an intro about yourself and how you got here today.
So I started using Home Assistant back in, I think it was 2019. Actually, I was smart home stuff. I think it was 2018, and I wanted a way to get everything together. So I was actually for a while struggling with getting OpenHab up and running. And didn't really get anywhere with that. So one day I talked to a guy, and I just heard him mention something about Home Assistant and Z-Wave.
Yep.
And I thought, well, can't be worse than OpenHab, I suppose. So I installed it, set it up, and I guess just fell in love with it instantly. At the time, I was living at home with my parents, so luckily for me, my father also liked the idea. So this was around Christmas time, right after Christmas, because of some sales and stuff. He just ran off to IKEA and bought, I think, 30 or something Trofri light bulbs, so we could decorate the whole first floor. And from there, it's just been building, I suppose.
It's snowball, yeah, right. Like it just keeps going and going, I guess.
So since I was living at home at the time, I didn't really have any huge expenses, so most of my money just went to random smart home stuff. A lot of light bulbs from different brands, just to test what actually works before I moved out and had to think about how I used my money.
Yeah,
interesting.
That makes sense.
So you built a full-out lab almost with, in terms of what you wanted to do. Yeah.
I tried to cram as much smart home gear as I could in my little bedroom at home.
So when you did all this experiment with all these different light bulbs, did you sort of slowly moving towards, okay, I'm liking Zigbee over Z-Wave, or I prefer Wi-Fi, or I like this brand because their colors? Was there anything that sort of started making sense to you?
Well, I mean, not really. I don't know how the prices is else in the world, but all YouTube videos and stuff I saw was Philips Hue it just works, but not the greatest colors. Lifx has great colors. I have a G-Light bulb here that, at least in my opinion, has very great colors. But all of them are Philips Hue. I can't really stand Philips Hue. When I have to reset the bulbs, it's just pain.
Right.
The Lifx bulbs are so freaking expensive, at least here in Norway. It's like $60 or $70 per bulb, at least the colored ones. The Light one was very cheap. I think it cost me like $15. But that one does it. The Home Assistant integration says local, but it refuses to work if I cut the internet to it. So everything has like its pros and cons. I think the only thing that like is the best of all worlds are the IKEA trophy bulbs. They just work.
And they're pretty reasonably priced too, like the IKEA stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least if you don't go for the colored ones, I think, or I mean the colored ones as well. I think they are like $15 to $20 per.
Yeah. I've got exactly 2 smart bulbs, and they're both IKEA based, right? So it's because they have a different type of socket, whatever. I use a switch everywhere, and these are in my range hood in my exhaust above my stove, right? So those use a GU10 bulb, so then trad-free comes up. I found that I had a couple of like I went through a few of them. I went through probably 2 or 3 pairs in the last like 10 years
Of the IKEA
right?
bulbs?
Of the IKEA bulbs. I don't know if it's just because of where it's situated. What's the deal? Have you found that, Thomas, or is it have they been pretty reliable?
Here I live now, they are very reliable. I haven't had any problems. When I lived at home with my parents, there was one bulb in the living room that I think we had to change like 3 times from 2019 to now, or when I moved out 2023. So I think they are very sensitive to like the voltage and stuff.
Yeah, maybe temperature too, because it's above a stove, right? So a lot of water vapor and that kind of stuff. That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's cool.
smoke, heat. Yeah, you probably got all of it. So you've basically, you set out your parents' house, and then you've moved into your own house. How did that journey go for you?
Well, I mean, smart home wise, actually very good. I had so many bulbs and light strips and stuff just lying around from my testing, so I could decorate most of the apartment right away. And actually, as I was moving out, I bought the apartment in middle of November, which meant I got the Black Friday sales like right
Oh,
afterwards.
nice. Yeah.
So I got 2 of those. I don't know if it's an exclusive Norwegian brand, but the Adax heaters, like
Yeah,
these.
I haven't heard of those, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like these ovens to have like underneath the window and stuff. They actually have a local Home Assistant integration, which is totally
Oh,
crap.
perfect. Oh, really?
Yeah, they use like some Bluetooth stuff, but not the native Home Assistant Bluetooth integration. So,
Oh, do you need like a Bluetooth
Uh,
hub of theirs or something to integrate it, or is it pure
uh,
Bluetooth? But
Different stack,
no,
maybe.
they like connect to Wi-Fi, but I think talk to Home Assistant over Bluetooth or something. If I
Hmm.
update Home Assistant, it's like a 50-50 chance they just die and I have to reset them and pair them again.
wow, that
Oh,
doesn't
wow.
sound fun.
No. So, but I got those. I also bought, of course, washer and dishwasher. That was not something I had just lying around in my room. And actually, totally by accident, they both was supported in the LG Think app. So I don't remember when it was. I think it was earlier 2025 or maybe 2024. They added the native LG Think integration. So now those work good as well. Except that I have lots of bulbs. I think just in my kitchen alone, I have both Lifex and Trofri.
How do you go about with them being on cross protocols, right? Like you got Tradfree, which is on Zigbee, LifeX is on like Wi-Fi, I think it is from memory. Are they all then centrally do you use them independently of each other, or are they part of a group in Home Assistant that you can then go, okay, turn the kitchen lights on, and Home Assistant will manage, connecting to the trad-free ones and connecting to the Livix ones?
I don't have any groups like that set up. I just when I tell my Home Assistant PE to turn on the kitchen, I just hope it understands that means the entire area, which it does understand like 70% of the time, I
Yeah.
think.
Just on the voice PA, I'm going to take a little tangent quickly. The voice PA is good. It's very dangerous though. Like just as before we started recording, I asked the voice PA to turn on my office air conditioner, and it didn't hear the air conditioner part, and so it turned on my office area, but it didn't turn. It turned it off and then on again. So everything in my office, including my NAS, all my lights, got turned off and then back on. So yeah, I can imagine how pedantic you would have to be just trying to turn on a particular light.
Wait, you put your NAS on a smart switch?
Yes, just so I can track its energy consumption.
Yeah.
Which
Oh
I think
man.
is um, I can see like thanks to the energy dashboard in Home Assistant, I can see okay, yes, my NAS does consume a lot of power, and I should probably consider turning it off for a few hours every day.
Yeah, that's too scary. I feel like I'd be way too scared to lose data to do that.
Yes, well, the NAS did email me saying, "Hey, you just I had an unexpected shutdown. I haven't got it on a UPS, obviously, because I've got the smart switch on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will have to reevaluate my life choices there. Yeah, so the voice PA, I can just imagine, all those different light bulbs for you, Thomas, would have to be uh, set up correctly.
Yeah, I also generally don't have anything important that my Home Assistant can't turn off, so I won't be in those
No.
situations.
Yeah, that's fair.
When you again you kind of moved into your house, whatever, you got a chance to kind of start clean, start fresh. Uh and take you labbed it out, did all that. What were some of the key tenants that you were looking for? Like what did you want to get out of the home automations?
Um, I think the thing I was most excited about was getting to buy a robo vacuum and actually getting that properly set up so it would clean at the right times. When I lived with my parents, the entire house was kind of full of crap everywhere, so there was never an option to have a robo vacuum at home. And also just at least in the beginning, I lived here by myself, so I could tune all the lighting automations and stuff to only me, and of course put on a guest mode on the side, so if just in case I got visitors.
And then from a lot of like the way you build your automations and stuff like that, did you have anything in mind where you're like, presence or anything like that you were looking at?
Um, at the beginning, when I moved, I thought I had a very good plan for my entire apartment. So I built I had one input boolean per room, which indicated whether or not there was presence. All the lighting was based on whether or not that input boolean were on, and then there were different logic per room to manage that input boolean. But here, I think it was a month ago, approximately, my whole system just crashed. And at that point, I realized I hadn't actually set up my backups.
Oh no! That's the
So,
worst way to find out.
yeah,
Yeah.
I set up the backups at my parents' house, and I just assumed I had done it here as well. Apparently, I hadn't.
Yep.
Right.
So I had to start everything from scratch. So at that point, I ditched the whole idea of these occupancy booleans because they had a tendency to just make more problems than actually making it
Right.
practical.
How were you managing those input booleans though? Like, were you saying, like, was there a motion sensor in a room, or were you using some logic to work out, okay, if the TV's on in this room, then I'm most likely in this room, so turn that input boolean on?
Yeah, it was like different logic per room. Like in the bedroom, it was mostly if there hasn't been presence or if the motion sensor hasn't detected anything for like 10 minutes, then turn off, which of course didn't work at all if we were actually lying in the bed. So it was like meh. Um, Actually, in the bedroom, it didn't turn off if the I have like a Withings sleep analyzer. So if that detected I was in bed, it did not turn on the occupancy sensor. And like in the bathroom, I had this door window sensor on the shower doors. So if we're in the shower, the motion sensor wouldn't turn off the lights.
Oh, that's smart.
Right.
It worked great until we we got a cat, and we prefer she's not in the shower, so the shower doors are generally always closed at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I did get as a Christmas present from my wife. I got one of these everything presents. I think it is Light,
Ooh,
the one that can track like different
Nice.
zones and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I have one of those set up here in the living room. I haven't actually configured the zones and stuff yet, but I use that for living room presence at the moment.
I'm playing with one from Apollo Automation at the moment. By the time this is released, I'll probably have it a few set up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the zones on these things are pretty fancy, right? Like a bit tricky to work out, where they are all defined. But I'm guessing this is a millimeter wave one, the ES presence one.
Yes, I
Yeah,
think it is.
nice. Yeah, they're pretty fancy, right? Like you can be now sitting in a room and not have to flap your hands every 10 minutes for the lights to stay on.
Yeah, I'm also very excited to set up the zones like properly because I live in quite a small apartment. So like my work from home office is in the living room. So I'm
Right.
excited to like set up zones for like one for the couch, one for my office.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Presence sensors, I feel, are game changer, right? Like to Phil's point, you don't have to like wave your hands around to be like, "Hey, I'm still here" or anything like that. And it's I don't know, they're nice. You can fall into your couch for 4 hours and it still knows you're here, which is awesome. That's cool. So, I know when you emailed in, you were talking about accessibility and stuff like that, that you had a focus on too, right? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. At least for my personal needs, my vision like directly isn't really a problem when I'm at home. The bigger problem is just that I use my vision all the time. That really like drains my energy across the day. So most of the automations for my part is just trying to save energy like wherever I can. On top of, I think I mentioned it in the email or just I thought about it. We have set up like blind motors or curtain
Mm,
motors.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I have one from Akara and one from SwitchBot.
Hmm.
So that I don't really, because I don't have the like understanding that people can look in my window.
Right. So you visually impaired that you couldn't see, like that, like you can't see that there's someone at the window, or that. How does that work for you?
Like I can see if the blind is open or closed, or if someone is standing outside my window, I suppose. But I live in the third floor, so that's not really a
Yeah.
problem. But like
right.
the apartment block right outside my window, I can't look into their windows and see what they are doing, so I don't have like the understanding that they can look into my windows, see what I'm doing.
Right.
Gotcha.
So I've tried to set up automations so that the blinds will close and open at appropriate times, so I don't really have to think about those things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Interesting.
Also, I started a new project quite recently, like a few weeks ago. was actually a request from my wife, because she uses ChatGPT a lot to like take pictures of herself and like ask, is my clothes wrinkled? Does my hair look great? Those kind of things.
Because your wife is visually impaired too, I'm guessing?
Yes, she's almost completely blind.
Right, okay. Oh, so she's using AI to ask about, is my outfit, have I got the t-shirt on the wrong way around or something?
Yeah, we can generally tell when we have our t-shirts on the wrong way, but yeah, like does this match? Those kind of things. So I'm working on setting up like a smart mirror in the entryway, so that we can just ask our voice be like, does my clothes look wrinkled? Does my hair look great? And then it will take pictures, send it to LLM Vision, I think the component's called, and then return with whatever the answer is.
That's
So
a really cool use case. Do you know, it reminds me of,
Yeah.
do you remember the Amazon, I think it was the Amazon Look product that came out? It was one of those Amazon Echo powered devices, but essentially it was a camera that you would point at you, and it would tell you, like, it would give you recommendations for your outfit and stuff. I think it
Oh
very
wow.
much quickly got scrapped by Amazon. I think it was a Look. I'm pretty sure I remember it right, but
I don't remember that at all.
yeah, it didn't. Clearly, it didn't last very long. It's one of those, random Amazon experiments.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, you'll stand in front of your smart mirror and say, "Hey, hey Nabu, does my outfit look okay?" That's a really good use case.
yeah, so I'm trying to then combine like a camera on top of the mirror that will like get the entire front side of you, and also I have a surveillance camera in the hallway so that I can get a picture from like behind, and then LLM Vision can get like a sense of how you look like all around. So I haven't gotten very far with it, and my wife is much better at like writing these prompts to OpenAI than I am. So we have to work on it, but so far it's working okay.
Yeah, like, I guess that's something that you don't consider, right? Like, when we're talking about AI, right? Like, oh yeah, we're just asking AI stupid questions, but this is like a real good use case, right? Like your wife has said, actually, I can just ask AI to look at my outfit for me, make sure it's okay. Do you have any other ways in which you're using AI around the house? Like you get maybe getting food suggestions or things that you can't see around the house that you need help with?
We actually talked about, since you said food suggestions, we talked about that yesterday, that I'm going to set up Grocery again. I have tried it before, but I can't really get the hang of it. But I want to set up Grocery, get like that inventory list. And also we already use Mealy for all of our recipes and stuff.
Yeah.
And see if I just expose both of those things to the Home Assistant voice pipeline, if it will just understand. I don't think it will, but I'm starting to work on that like next week or something.
Yeah, you could do something like ask Mealy for all the meal recipes I've got as a list, and then shoot that off to an AI, and then say to the AI, okay, here's my meals that I've got rest saved. Give me a random 7-day, you know, um, meal plan. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we also want that to integrate with inventory stuff so that it can take into consideration what we already have. So I have tried just asking to check some recipes and stuff, but I don't think the assist natively knows how to do that service call and grab the recipes and stuff.
I know, and this is what I've always struggled with between Grocery and Mealy, is that Mealy has a really great UI and good at showing the recipes. Grocery has a great inventory management, but not such a great UI. But Grocery also have recipes. And Grocery, because it's right there next to the inventory, Grocery can then say, okay, you have enough inventory in stock to do X, Y, and Z recipe. I don't know if Mealy can read that data from Grocery. I don't know if there's an API call that works that way. It would be cool if there was, because then you could certainly say, okay, show me the recipes. And I think you can do this in Grocery. Show me the recipes that only have items in stock ready to go.
Right.
Whereas, yeah, I don't know if you can do that in Mealy.
I don't think you can integrate those like directly, but my hope is if I integrate both of those into Home Assistant, then pass that through to OpenAI, that it will just figure it out.
Yeah. Well, that'd be cool. I'd love to know how that goes when you get that done.
Yeah, I'm thinking about both with Mirror project and the recipes project. I'm thinking if I actually get somewhere with those, I'll post something about it on the Home Assistant forums.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So, being with your wife, blind and yourself visually impaired, has that sort of made any design considerations around the smart home? Like, we can't do this sort of smart device, or we need to be careful around doing this?
In some ways, I mean, I did see a few years ago a concept for like another type of smart mirror, where you get like information behind the mirror. So I saw that and was like, "Whoa, that's really cool." And then we got married, and I realized that will never be useful in our case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also, my wife is she struggles a bit with light, like direct light hurts her, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right.
not as big of a problem for me, so I have tried to make lights here like more indirect. I haven't done a good job at that at all, but I have tried.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing instead of, maybe you wouldn't have downlights, you would have sort of lamps around the place that sort of shoot up into the ceiling, that sort of lighting
That's
style,
what I
or?
was aiming for when I moved. But at one point, I realized that if I'm going to wait to install lights until I get there, I will live in a dark apartment for many years.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, I have one like long light strip right underneath the ceiling on one side of the living room. That's enough to like light up most of the room.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because if you think about it, houses aren't like, they don't build houses, apartments, or anything like that for reflecting light anywhere. They just goes right down, right? Just by default, right? Which I guess for your wife wouldn't work.
I mean, like yeah, artificial lights such as lamp and stuff aren't
Mhm.
as big of a problem as far as I've understood. It's sunlight is like the biggest problem.
Oh, okay.
But we have a
Interesting.
lot of visually impaired friends as well that come visit, and just a few days ago we had a few of our visually impaired friends visiting us, and we had to have the lights in the living room mostly just off, both here and the
Right.
kitchen, for her to like have exist comfortably here.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and also for my part, my vision is very like spread out. Like I have some central vision and I have some like peripheral vision, but a lot of the vision in between is missing. So when we sit here and watch TV, I have set up so the light strip in the living room goes off. Because if not, my peripheral vision will almost just focus on the light strip more than the TV.
Oh, right. Okay, so yeah, you'd need that light strip off, obviously, to be able to watch the TV. If you're looking to upgrade your smart home, you can't go past Zeus. Zeus have just released their brand new Z-Wave long-range siren and chime, the ZSE 5800LR, which you might remember Agnes teasing when she was here a few months ago. You can trigger audio and visual LED alarms based on smart sensors or other conditions, and the audio speaker plays your own files for personalized automation, or there's a selection in the preloaded library. Zeus are an official Works with Home Assistant partner, helping Nabucasa by providing long-range devices for testing the new Home Assistant Connect ZWA2 radio. Zeus offer a range of affordable and innovative devices, including water leak sensors, water valve controllers, smart plugs, and scene controllers. Their Zen 34 remote switch has been Z-Wave certified, bringing flexible scene control to your smart home. Seamless wall mounting and battery powered, the Zen 34 offers intuitive control without any rewiring. For the best prices on all Zeus products, head over to thesmartesthouse.com. That's thesmartesthouse.com. How do you go about interacting with Home Assistant? Like, I think you said you are in IT as a career, so obviously doing something on the computer all day. Is Home Assistant accessible enough for you? Like, I'm guessing, coding in YAML, or are you doing things through the UI now? How are you sort of managing Home Assistant?
Up until my crash a month ago or whatever it was, I usually wrote all of my automations and stuff in YAML because that was always accessible. But since I don't use screen readers and stuff like all the time, I usually just magnify whatever I'm working on. And when doing that, the regular Home Assistant UI is actually quite accessible. I haven't tested web UI on with my screen readers, but at least the mobile app is not the best when it comes to controlling it with VoiceOver, as I have on my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
So I have passed all of my entities through to Apple Home, so that at least that will always work.
So you can natively use Siri and just the Apple Home app itself.
Yeah. So both me and my wife use mostly the Apple Home app to control when we're not using the voice assistants. I think I have 3 different voice assistants in the house right now. No, 4 different voice assistants here.
4. Well, so you've got the Amazon Echo, Google Home, I'm assuming, would be another one.
Actually,
the
I
voice...
don't have the Amazon at the moment.
Oh, wow. Okay. So Google Home, Voice PE. What could be the other 2 then? Oh, Siri, of course. Yep. So there's 3. What's the last one?
In the kitchen, I have a stereo pair of those Sonos Era 100, I think they are.
Oh, yes. Yep.
And those does not support Google Assistant anymore. All of
they
those
don't.
newer Sonos speakers just don't support Google Assistant. They only have Alexa and that Sonos voice assistant, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Yep.
So I run the Sonos thingy in the kitchen.
Yeah, gotcha. But that doesn't integrate with Home Assistant, though, does it?
No, not at all.
No.
So
Yeah.
I'm planning to, because my kitchen and living room are like very close and not too big. So I'm planning on hanging one of those voice PEs like in the middle, so that I can control or like speak to that from both the kitchen and living room.
Yeah. I guess that's the advantage of being in an apartment. Then you don't have to. You could have multiple voice assistants, or not be within earshot.
Yeah.
Of course, if I just could have the Home Assistant, voice assistant on my Sonos speakers, I would just use that everywhere. Sadly, that's not a functionality.
No.
That would be really cool.
How many voice PEs have you got? Just the one?
I have one in the bedroom, one in the living room, and I'm planning on putting up one in the hallway next to the mirror.
Nice.
Yep.
When we get that far.
And how have you found the voice PE experience so far? Like it is a preview edition. Have you found it, acceptable enough for daily use?
I mean, when it actually wants to talk to me, it gives good answers. But at least the one I have here in the living room, I have to yell at it, I think, 4 to 5 times before it actually wants to listen.
Yeah, I think the wake word detection, it's not as good as the commercial products, at least.
Yeah, maybe it's better if I change it to the Nabu wake word, but I very recently got into like all of those Marvel movies and stuff, so of course I'm using the Jarvis wake word.
Of course.
Yeah. That's cool. Do you find, obviously, like being visually impaired, you probably prefer voice over tablets and that kind of stuff, right? And especially for both of you, I would assume. Do you find that on the voice side of it, like, I'm trying to find a way to ask this. Like, is using the voice part for you like the best way that you could do it? Is there a better way that for your family that you think you could do like one-off, like other than automations to adjust anything or do anything like that?
My wife did actually mention yesterday when we talked about the recipe stuff that she wanted a screen in the kitchen for the recipes and stuff. The only problem with that is I don't know how to actually make the screen accessible for the both of us. I'm actually I don't know what it's called. I think it's HomePad or something, the new Apple thing that's been rumored.
Oh yeah, I saw that just yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been confirmed or not, but I really want to get my hands on one of those when it comes out, or if it comes out.
Yeah.
Because Apple in general are very good when it comes to accessibility.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that before. Do you is your plan to then have like the actual Apple home interface, or do you plan to use a specific home assistant interface for that? Or do you just plan to just use whatever's native there?
Well, I mean, it depends on what's actually possible to do on the HomePad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. We
Um,
don't know.
if I have like a very old Surface Pro, I think it is, lying
Yeah.
here, which I'm considering setting up in the kitchen as at least temporary screen.
Mhm.
And on one of those, I'm just pulling up a custom-made Home Assistant dashboard. I have looked into, I don't remember what it's called, App Daemon.
The app Daemon, where you can do Python scripts for home assistant automations.
Oh no, I don't remember what it was. I saw Dr. C's made a video on it. I think it was probably 5 years ago or something. This add-on for Home Assistant where you could like make a custom dashboard and like resize the buttons however you wanted.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was part of AppDaemon still. Like basically do a visual layout of your house or apartment or something like that. Like, do you mean like drawing like a 3D view of your condo, I guess?
Uh, that's not actually what I was just referring to, but I have always
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to have like a 3D map of my apartment where I can push the buttons and stuff. That seems really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun.
But no, I'm probably just going to use like a custom Home Assistant dashboard. I feel like at least with the or especially with the introduction of the tile card, the Home Assistant dashboards actually look really good now.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool. So, what's kind of next? Like where do you want to go? I know you said you want to build that mirror. Um, what else do you want to do with your home?
Well, really, the last 2 years I've been living here mostly by myself because my wife has been studying in the northern parts of Norway. But now
Yeah.
that she's moving here, I'm having to like start tweaking all automations to actually work with two people, not just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So stuff like when I go to sleep, I just put my phone on the charger and then the whole apartment shuts down. But now I have to like actually take into consideration whether or not it's just me sleeping or the both of us.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, you can't just do it for yourself anymore. It's I'm guessing the acceptance factor won't be too high there if you just do just you.
Nah, I mean, it's one thing that my wife isn't particularly fond of, like sunlight and stuff, but I don't think she'll appreciate it if
Yeah.
I just turn off everything whenever I go to bed.
No.
That's right.
Have you thought about how you're going to tackle that though? Like, is it that then where you just have to start getting more data in the house, like what rooms are occupied, or what is maybe a Bayesian sensor? But maybe it could be an option. You know, what's the probability that it's just me going to bed, on both of us going to bed?
I did actually buy, I haven't tested it because I haven't figured out how exactly to assemble it, but I did buy a bed presence sensor from, I think it was Elevated Sensors or something,
Okay.
which is this little ESP home controller with two, I suppose, strips that I'm supposed, like one under each side of the bed. And
Yeah.
they are supposed to like detect whether or not that side of the bed is currently occupied.
Nice.
So I think I can use that in some way.
Yeah. That's cool.
I have tried to assemble it myself without looking at the instructions, but meh, didn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
really work out.
How
So,
do you
but I
go?
think as soon as I get the bed presence thing up and running, I think that will solve most of my problems.
You mentioned
Yeah.
before that doing things like closing the blinds for privacy, is something you can now automate. How do you go about physical security, particularly with being visually impaired? Are you both still carrying keys, or have you gone? Have you looked at smart locks to potentially get in and out of the house easier?
I have looked at smart locks a lot of times. I've always wanted one, but in this apartment building where we live, we need to use the key to get in the door, like on the ground
Of
floor,
course.
and then
Yep.
there's another door where we need to use the same key on our floor before we get to our door. So
Right.
since we have to use the key for 2 out of the 3 doors anyway,
Mm,
I don't really see the purpose
Yeah.
in investing in a smart
yeah,
lock.
there's an advantage there.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. It's yeah, at the end of the day you still need a key for the downstairs door, right? When you walk into the building.
I have considered buying one of those. I don't know what it's really called. The original SwitchBot thingy, the like finger that pushes a button,
Oh
Yeah.
and
yes,
setting one
yeah,
of those on the like button I have here to unlock the door, the two first doors.
Yeah,
So
the
I can
yeah,
just
like
intercom
yeah.
so I can just
buzzer.
push the button for
Yeah.
my apartment and it will open up. I don't know if I'll ever get to do that, but that would be quite fun.
Yeah, I think there's some companies that make kits that you can, yeah, that when like you can certainly like you would essentially ring the doorbell for your own apartment, and then this device would answer it and then send the code to unlock the door.
Yeah. I've seen ones where it detects like tone coming in from downstairs and it'll send a tone back. And based on that it'll say, okay, like this tone being sent back would be like, I don't know, depending on whatever it is. If you have like a phone based system, it would be like press 9 or whatever, or if you have a just a straight button style intercom, then it would be like just press whatever tone that sends, right? To unlock it. So it's basically like completely circumvents you having to do anything there.
Yeah, but I don't know if like security wise that would be
Oh, it's
appropriate.
definitely not secure.
Oh no, no.
If anybody knows you have it, then they'll just dial you, and then you can just get into the building, right? And it's but yeah,
Yeah,
So
I am considering like because I have seen you can make like I think a template lock in Home Assistant,
yes, yes.
and then use that for like if I push a button, then I can just type a code on my phone, then it will open up.
Right.
but I haven't gotten the time to like dive into that yet.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, as someone that has, some pretty, or not unique, but different use of Home Assistant, being needing more accessibility options, do you have any areas of Home Assistant which you wish could be more accessible or could be improved on for people that have accessibility needs?
Well, I mean, at least the phone app could definitely be more screen reader accessible. I know that there is an accessibility roadmap somewhere for Home Assistant. I did see it when they made it.
Yeah, I think that was at one of the state of the open homes somewhere.
Yeah, I think it is like 2 or 3 years old at this point. And whether or not there have been actually done any progress on that, I haven't checked. But at least the UI part could be much better. And as a person who wants to just use the voice preview edition for everything, I would like the ability to set alarms on the speaker. I just realized yesterday that that was not possible.
And I mean, yeah, I think the voice P is moving so forward so fast that by the time this episode comes out, that could even be possible. I think timers just came in. Um, so I think, yeah, the voice P is getting a lot better. But yeah, like it's going to take time, unfortunately.
Yeah, and with the OpenAI integration, it tends to just understand. Like yesterday, I tried to set an alarm for 10 a.m. and it said, "Oh no, I can't set an alarm, but I can set a timer for the duration until 10 a.m."
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Which makes sense, right? And that should be, I mean, to some extent, it's ultimately what you want is at 10 a.m. You want something to go ding, 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 so you need to do whatever, whether it's get out of bed or whether that's take something out of the oven or whatever that is, right? And it's yeah. So I guess that works. It's wording, right? Timer instead of alarm and whatever, and
Mm.
yeah, that's interesting.
Any other areas that you think could be improved for Home Assistant, or if you had a wish list, I guess?
No, I don't really think so. I think everything is well, I mean, especially since we can like make our own dashboards and stuff, it's really up to the imagination how accessible you want to make it.
Yeah.
For my part, I try to stay away from those hacks cards because I want the normal Home Assistant ones to be accessible, and I think that's fair to like expect. But the hacks ones, it's a little more all over the place.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
other
that's
than
reasonable.
that, it's not really a lot. I do switch a lot between UI and code editor because I love a lot of those template entities you're able to make.
Yeah, templating in Home Assistant is really good. And blueprints are cool too, right? Like,
Yeah, I haven't really used a lot of blueprints. I have one of those Akara magic cubes lying in a drawer here somewhere. I know there is a very good
Oh yeah.
template to control that.
I have exactly the same thing in a drawer also somewhere, with the intention of, downloading one of those blueprints and being able to flip it and all that. But no, um, never found a good use case for it.
That's interesting.
That's cool. So I also have a lot of automations and stuff, so, or not a lot, but a few things surrounding my cat and taking care of her.
Well, how would you go? Yeah, like, have you got like an automated kitty litter collector? I'm guessing, one of those, because you got the robot vacuum cleaner. The next step is just to get the kitty litter machine robot, right?
I have the vacuum cleaner, and I've set up one of those. I had a Roborock S8, so I've set up a routine in the Roborock app for cleaning like the hallway where the litter box is, and then set up a routine in or an automation in Home Assistant that just triggers that routine a few times a day. And also I have one of those Akara, I think it's C1 pet feeders.
Oh yeah, Aquara has
Yeah.
so many random gadgets. Does that integrate with Home Assistant? I
Oh
think it
yes,
does.
it actually works very good with, especially with ZHA.
Nice.
Then I just get
Nice.
a big button I can press to use the feeder, and I lots of sensors to adjust like the portion size and all of those things.
Oh wow, so you can go to that level. Yeah.
Yeah, it did integrate slightly better when I used Zigbee to MQTT, because then I could actually use the integrated schedule in the machine, but that's not an option when using ZHA.
That's cool. I didn't realize that. That's yeah, I've only seen that used in a few times, right? Like a few other YouTubers, whatever. I think Reed from Smart Home Solver, I think he uses that for his kids to give them candy. Uh, it's but yeah, it's I think that's pretty cool. Again, I don't have any pets, but if I did, those would be definitely something I would invest in.
So I have it's mostly those two automations, and I've set up a script that just pushes the feed button, because apparently Assist doesn't natively understand pushing a button, as far as I
Oh yeah, you can't ask
understood.
Assist. Yeah, you can't ask Assist to push a button in Home Assistant.
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
say feed the cat, it doesn't understand that the cat feeder feed button does that.
Yeah. Could you do a sentence trigger though? Like if you say, "Hey Assistant, um, feed the cat," that is the sentence trigger, and then the automation would then fire to then go ahead and push the button, like as part of the triggers.
I mean, I suppose I could, but then I would have to add like multiple sentences if I am not very consistent in the way I say it. Then I think it's better to just have a script, so that Assist knows that whenever I say something along these lines, push the button.
Yeah. Now, you're in, sorry, I was just thinking about this completely randomly, but you're in Norway. Do you speak to Assist in English or do you speak to it in Norwegian?
I only use it in English. When I first got into smart homes and stuff, I used Google Home a lot, and at that point, it was only available in English. And then when it became available in Norwegian, it felt so wrong to switch over to Norwegian.
Is that
But I
because the
Homes only
have,
voice
speak English.
speaking back to you, or yeah?
well, I mean, the Norwegian voice speaking back to me is very artificial, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Interesting.
just feel like when controlling the smart home, that's an English thing.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it's become a habit, right? Or what? Or just fall into like, I speak
Yeah.
English to the house.
Yeah, I mean, like if I want to turn off the lights in the living room, I say turn off the living room lights. I'm not going to say that in Norwegian. That it feels so unnatural in a way.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I have a Norwegian pipeline like set up in case I ever change my mind. I have also actually added to the OpenAI prompt that if I ever tell it to add something to my shopping list, it will translate it to Norwegian before adding it to the shopping list.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Right. So it shows up in your shopping list in Norwegian, not in English.
Yes. That also works out great because my wife is not natively from Norway, so her like mother tongue is Arabic. So I have another voice pipeline set up for Arabic. So not that we have tested it yet, but in theory, if she tells it in Arabic to add something to the shopping list, it should still appear in Norwegian.
That's cool.
That's cool.
What else are you doing with OpenAI? Like anything? Like you've got the camera features. Say are we dressed correctly today? You've got the meals. Anything else fancy going on with OpenAI?
I have just a like regular morning call it briefing whenever I turn off my alarm in the morning to just tell me how the weather is like mostly.
And does that come through
Nice.
voice, or have you got that as a text message?
It comes through voice.
Nice.
In our bedroom here, we have two of those IKEA Symfonisk bookshelf speakers.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
We have a stereo pair of those with like a shelf underneath with a built-in wireless charger.
Yep.
And so I can use those for all the voice things in the bedroom.
The IKEA and Sonos like breakup. I can't believe, like, it makes me sad, right? Because those bookshelf speakers are so good, right? They're nice, like a good price point. They work in the Sonos ecosystem, really good for home assistant automations. But no, alas, no more.
Yeah, and those lamp speakers, I think they look so nice. I was actually going to replace the bedside tables in the bedroom with just regular ones with drawers. I got those I have now before we got the cat, and I didn't realize that she was very fond of like cleaning off everything I have on the bedside table. So I want two of those regular ones with the drawers, and then the the lamp speakers on top. But no, they're gone.
Oh god, yeah. And I think they've got new ones now that are Bluetooth based, but I can't see that being very accessible to Home Assistant, unfortunately.
Nah, and I have Sonos speakers in every other room in my apartment, so I'm not going to start buying other speakers.
Yeah, that makes sense. You got your system already. It's all set up, whatever. You don't want to have to rejig everything,
Yeah.
redo whatever. Yeah, I get it.
I have a completely blind friend that utilizes that a lot. That he has all of his Sonos speakers connected at once, like synchronized. So when he uses his Apple TV, he has this like screen reader on the Apple TV. He can stand in whatever room he is in because like the screen reader reads in every room, so he can stand in the kitchen and control the TV.
Oh, that's smart.
So
That's nice.
we
I
can
like
do the
that.
same
And he can
thing
listen to
here.
the TV wherever he wants to, right? Like you can walk around the house and
Yeah.
listen to the TV show.
Yeah, and he can't see the TV screen, so it's the same experience for
Yeah.
him wherever he is.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good
Right.
point, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna watch TV or listen to TV over on the couch or over in the lounge. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, what are or your favorite automation that you've got in the house, or some of your favorite automations in the house? Like, what's you've got Home Assistant running, and you can say yes, like I'm really proud of this automation that's running.
It's not really a singular automation, I guess, but like the entire thing I've set up around my going to sleep and waking up routines. I think
Yeah.
that's the one I'm most proud of. So I think it's 1 hour before I go to sleep. The air conditioning in the bedroom turns on like max speed to
Yeah.
cool down the room as quick as possible. As soon as I actually go to sleep and put my phone on the charger, the air condition turns down to the lowest setting, so it won't disturb me throughout the night.
Yeah.
And half an hour before I'm supposed to wake up, the light in the living room gradually turns on. The heater in the bedroom turns on. The air condition turns off the cooling part, so it's just a fan. And then as soon as I wake up and turn off my morning alarm, the air condition turns off completely, and I get that morning briefing I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, that's
That's
cool.
perfect.
You must be like, you said you're into the Marvel movies. You must feel a bit like Iron Man, right? Like when that announcement comes on, um, here's your morning briefing. You're just like waking up in a Jarvis world, all right?
Oh yeah, that's the goal, to make my assist do everything for me.
Yeah.
I am actually looking into ways so I can get the assist to like have access to my email and make it summarize new emails and stuff for me.
Yeah,
That
that's
would be
cool.
good.
Because there is a Gmail component in Home Assistant, I think.
Yeah,
So
but that only works if
potentially,
you actually use Gmail, I think.
of course. of course.
Yeah.
So, but I have the IMAP integration set up, so I can track like new incoming emails and stuff.
Yeah. Feed them off to OpenAI. I think there is I saw on GitHub the other day there's like some N8N. N8N is like a Zapier workflow sort of manager, automation tool. And there was a whole bunch of like email summary flows that you could create, like those sort of blueprints, right? So you would have N8N go into your inbox at 7 a.m. in the morning, get a summary of your emails, push that over to OpenAI, get OpenAI to then generate a summary, and then push that back to wherever it was. So potentially you could do a webhook to Home Assistant and say, here's my summary of emails. Go and announce that somewhere.
Yeah. I've tried a few like different approaches for it to summarize my emails, but I haven't found one that I'm actually happy with yet.
Yeah. I've you know what, to Phil's point, if you haven't tried it yet, give N8N a shot. It's actually very good at doing a lot of these things. But we internally at the podcast, we use it a bunch, not for any AI stuff, but we do a lot of our production pipeline through there too. It's pretty neat for a lot of this kind of stuff. So I've seen a few YouTube videos as well from various creators around, specifically around summarizing emails and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. It's kind of like Node-RED, like kind of drag and drop.
Yeah.
Little nodes, and you connect them and that kind of thing. So it's very visual in that sense, but whether you prefer that or not, it's
I'm not really the biggest fan of the very visual stuff.
Yeah, I figured that's why I mentioned just as a warning.
Yeah,
You
I've
can
always
export
just
JSON, but it's not the same.
No.
Yeah, I've never really bothered looking into stuff like Node-RED because everyone is like, "Oh, it's great, so you can like visualize everything."
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of Home Assistant, right? Like you can have AppDaemon, you can have Node-RED, you can have the Home Assistant UI, YAML. Like it doesn't matter where you want to do your automations; they all work.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Thomas, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us today. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers. Thanks so much.